Be me. 26 years old, software engineer at a startup in Seattle, recently dumped and desperately need to find a new place because my ex kept the apartment. Scrolling through Craigslist at 2 a.m. because my life choices have led me here. Most listings are either sketchy as hell or way out of my budget. See a post. Roommate needed, Capitol Hill, 800 moners, pet friendly, available immediately. The price is suspiciously good for Capitol Hill, but I'm desperate enough not to care. Email the poster, get a response within an hour. Hi, I'm Claire. The apartment is a 2-bedroom and I work weird hours, so I'm barely home. Can you come see it tomorrow? Short, direct, no red flags in the email, seems legit. Agree to meet the next day at 3 p.m. Show up at this older building, not fancy but well-maintained, good neighborhood. Ring the buzzer for Unit 4B. Come on up, chirps through the intercom. Climb 4 flights of stairs because the elevator is broken naturally. Reach the door, it's already open a crack. Knock anyway because I have manners. It's open, comes from inside. Walk in and the apartment is actually really nice. Hardwood floors, big windows, plants everywhere. There's a girl standing in the kitchen area making tea. She turns around and I get my first look at her. Mid-20s, shoulder-length brown hair, wearing an oversized sweater and leggings. Has this warm smile that immediately puts me at ease. You must be Owen, I'm Claire. Shake her hand, normal greeting stuff. Thanks for responding so fast. I'm kind of in a bind with my current living situation. Breakup? She asks casually while pouring tea. That obvious? You have that look. Also, you mentioned needing a place immediately, which usually means either breakup or eviction. She's perceptive, I'll give her that. Breakup, no eviction on my record though. Good to know, want some tea? We sit and talk for a bit. She explains she's a nurse who works night shifts 3 to 4 times a week, so she's barely home. Needs someone reliable to split rent because the lease is in her name. I'm pretty low maintenance as a roommate. I work from home most days. Keep to myself. I can cook so I won't burn the place down. She laughs. Honestly, that's more than I can say for the last person who looked at the room. Shows me around the apartment. The room is decent sized, gets good light, has a closet that's actually usable. Bathroom is clean, kitchen is well stocked, living room has comfortable furniture. This is way nicer than what I was expecting for the price. Yeah, rent control is a beautiful thing. I've lived here for 4 years. We talk logistics, she's flexible on move-in date, no security. Deposit needed beyond first month's rent. Can I ask why you're looking for a roommate now if you've been here 4 years? She pauses. Something flickers across her face. My previous roommate moved out last month to live with their partner. Been solo since then, but it's expensive. Fair enough. I'll take it if you're offering. Really? Don't you want to think about it? I've seen 6 places this week. 5 were basically crack dens, and 1 had a landlord who asked if I was single in a very creepy way. Yeah, okay, you can move in. Whenever. We shake on it, exchange numbers, I Venmo her first month's rent. Moving day is the following weekend. I don't have much stuff since the ex kept most of the furniture. Just clothes, computer setup, books, and some kitchen stuff. Claire helps me carry boxes up the stairs. Traveling light, huh? More like got cleaned out in the breakup. Ouch! How long were you together? 3 years. She decided she wanted to find herself. Apparently that meant finding herself with her yoga instructor. Damn, that's rough. We get everything moved in by early afternoon. She orders pizza as a welcome to the apartment thing. We eat on the couch, watching some cooking show neither of us is really paying attention to. So what do you do when you're not working? She asks. Mostly gaming, reading. I used to hike but haven't in a while. What kind of books? Sci-fi, mostly some fantasy, bit of horror. Her eyes light up. Oh shit, I love horror. Have you read anything by Shirley Jackson? The Haunting of Hill House is one of my favorites. We end up talking about books for like 2 hours. Turns out we have very similar taste in literature. She shows me her bookshelf, and I recognize like half the titles. This is crazy. I've been trying to find people to talk books with, and my ex thought reading was boring. Your ex sounds lame, no offense. None taken, she was kind of lame in retrospect. First week living together is surprisingly smooth. Claire works nights Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and every other weekend. When she's home during the day, she's quiet, keeps to her room, or reads in the living room. We develop this easy routine. I make coffee in the morning, she makes tea. We chat for a bit if our schedules align, then go about our days. She leaves notes sometimes, little things like bought milk or taking out trash. Her handwriting is distinctive, very neat with little flourishes on certain letters. Something about it seems familiar, but I can't place why. 2 weeks in, I'm working from the living room because my room gets too hot in the afternoon. She comes home from a shift around 8 a.m., looks exhausted. Rough night, 3 emergency surgeries back to back. I'm dead. She collapses on the couch next to where I'm working. You need anything? Water? Food? You're sweet, I'm fine, just need to decompress for a minute before I sleep. We sit in comfortable silence while I answer emails. Can I ask you something? She says suddenly. Sure. Have we met before? Like before you moved in? My stomach does a weird flip. I don't think so. Why? You seem really familiar, like I know you from somewhere but I can't figure out where. Small world maybe? Did you grow up around here? No, I'm from Portland originally, moved here for nursing school. I grew up in Spokane, been in Seattle for 5 years. She frowns slightly. Weird, probably just one of those faces, but she keeps looking at me like she's trying to solve a puzzle. Later that night, I'm lying in bed thinking about the conversation. Something is nagging at me too. There's something familiar about Claire, but I can't put my finger on what. The way she talks, her sense of humor, even her handwriting feels like something I've encountered before. Try to push it out of my mind and sleep. Next morning, there's a note on the coffee maker. Made breakfast casserole. It's in the fridge, heat it up if you want. See her handwriting again, those little flourishes? I heat up the casserole and it's actually delicious. Text her. This is amazing. Where did you learn to cook like this? She responds. My mom taught me. She used to write out all her recipes by hand. Something clicks in my brain, but I can't grasp what. It is. That weekend we're both home. Rare occurrence. Decide to watch a movie together, her choice. She picks The Princess Bride. I've probably seen this movie 100 times, she says. Same, it's perfect. We quote lines at each other throughout, laugh at the same parts. You know what's funny, she says during a pause. I used to write about this movie to a friend when I was a kid. Like you had a pen pal or something? She looks at me weird. Yeah, actually, how did you guess that? My heart starts beating faster. Lucky guess. Pen pals were big in the 90s and early 2000s. True, I had one from like age 10 to 16. We wrote about everything, movies, books, life. What happened? We lost touch when I was 16. Moved and never got their new address. There's something wistful in her voice. Do you remember their name? Yeah, Owen. The room goes silent. My brain is short-circuiting. What was your pen pal's last name? She looks at me confused. Why? Just curious. It was Chen. Why are you being weird? Oh shit. Oh shit. Claire, what's your last name? Morrison. You know this. It's on the lease. Claire Morrison. I had a pen pal named Claire from ages 10 to 16. We wrote letters every week for 6 years. She lived in Portland. We talked about books, movies, everything. When I was 16, my family moved from Spokane to Seattle, and I lost her address in the chaos. I tried to find her, but had no luck. This can't be the same person. The odds are astronomical. Owen, you're freaking me out. What's going on? Did your pen pal ever tell you about moving to Seattle? Her eyes go wide. He mentioned his family might move there right before we lost contact. We're both just staring at each other. Did he ever tell you about his dog named Biscuit? You had a golden retriever named Biscuit who ate your homework once, and you had to explain to your teacher why your essay smelled like dog drool. You drew a picture of a dragon for me for my 13th birthday because I said I loved fantasy. Her hand goes to her mouth. I still have that drawing. It's in a box in my closet. You told me about wanting to be a nurse after your grandma got sick. You told me you wanted to make video games but were terrible at art. We're both standing now. This is insane. You're Claire from Portland. You're Owen from Spokane. I've been living with my childhood pen pal for 2 weeks and didn't realize it. She starts laughing, then I start laughing, then we're both just laughing at the absurdity of it all. This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me, she says. Same, what are the odds? Astronomical. This is like rom-com level coincidence. We spend the rest of the night catching up on the last 10 years. She tells me about nursing school, her family, relationships, moving to Seattle. I tell her about college, my career path, the ex, everything. It's easy talking to her, just like it was easy writing letters to her as a kid. I can't believe I didn't recognize you, she says around midnight. We were kids, people change. True, but also I feel dumb. You seem so familiar. You too, I couldn't figure out why. She goes to her room and comes back with a shoebox. I kept all your letters. She opens it and there's probably 50 letters, all in my terrible childhood handwriting. You kept these? Of course they were important to me. Pick one up at random. It's from when I was 13, talking about some book I read. My handwriting was atrocious. It's gotten better marginally. We read through some of them, laughing at our childhood selves. There's one where 14-year-old me wrote about having a crush on a girl at school. Oh God, I forgot about Rachel. You were so dramatic about it. She smiled at me today and I thought I was going to die. In my defense, I was 14 and had no game. Do you have game now? Clearly. Not. I got dumped for a yoga instructor. She laughs, but there's something in her eyes I can't read. I wrote to you about my first kiss, she says, pulling out a letter. Tommy Reynolds, behind the gym, you said it was wet and awkward. It was. He had no idea what he was doing. We keep reading. It's like traveling back in time. Young Claire wrote about her dreams, fears, daily life. Young me did the same. We told each other everything. I missed this, she says quietly. Missed what? Having someone to talk to about everything. You were my best friend even though we never met. Same, losing touch with you was one of the things I regretted for years. Really? Yeah, I tried to find you on social media when that became a thing, but Claire Morrison is a common name. I looked for you too, same problem with Owen Chen. We're sitting close on the couch now, the box of letters between us. This is really weird, right? She says, the weirdest, but also kind of cool. Very cool. She smiles and my heart does that thing again. Oh no. I'm developing feelings for my roommate, who is also my childhood pen pal. This is a disaster waiting to happen. I should probably get some sleep, I say, standing up. Yeah, me too. Big shift tomorrow. We say goodnight and I go to my room, lie in bed staring at the ceiling. I've known this girl my entire life through letters. She knows things about me no one else knows, and now she's living 20 feet away from me. And she's beautiful and funny and kind, and I'm absolutely screwed. Next few weeks are strange. We keep living together like normal, but there's this new layer to everything. Every conversation references something from our letters. Remember when you told me about that camping trip where your dad forgot the tent poles? Remember when you wrote about your cat dying and I sent you that drawing? It's like we're picking up a friendship that paused 10 years ago, but it's also different because we're adults now. She notices things about me. I notice things about her, the way she hums while cooking, how she always tucks her hair behind her left ear when she's concentrating, the fact that she still loves horror movies but has to watch them with lights on. I catch her watching me sometimes, quick glances when she thinks I'm not paying attention. My friend Ben comes over one night for beers and gaming. Claire is home, working on some charting at the kitchen table. Dude, your roommate is hot, Ben whispers when she goes to her room. Don't be weird. I'm just saying, you live with her, that's gotta be tempting. It's not like that. Why not? You're single, she's presumably single. It's complicated. How complicated can it be? She's my childhood pen pal. Ben stops mid-drink. Excuse me, what? Explain the whole situation. That's insane. What are the odds? That's what we said. So you're telling me you live with this girl who you've known your entire life through letters, who is clearly attractive, and you're not making a move? I just got out of a relationship. She's my roommate. It's a terrible idea. Or it's the best idea. This is like fate shit. I don't believe in fate. You didn't believe in coincidence either until you randomly moved in with your pen pal. He has a point, but I'm not admitting it. After Ben leaves, Claire comes back out. Your friend seems nice. He's an idiot, but he's my idiot. He was asking about me. I heard my name. Oh no. He was just surprised about the whole pen pal thing. Nothing else? She's giving me a look I can't interpret. What else would there be? I don't know, you tell me. There's tension in the air that wasn't there before. I'm gonna make tea. Want some? Sure. We sit at the kitchen table with our tea. Can I ask you something personal? She says. Go ahead. Why did you really break up with your ex? Wasn't expecting that question. I told you she wanted to find herself. That's what she said, but why do you think it happened? Think about it honestly. I think we grew apart, wanted different things. Maybe we were never that compatible to begin with. How long did you know before it ended? Probably 6 months, maybe more. Why didn't you end? Scared of being alone, comfortable with the routine, lots of reasons. She nods like she understands. I did the same thing with my last boyfriend, stayed way longer than I should have. When did that end? About a year ago, he wanted to move to California for work. I didn't want to leave Seattle. Long distance wasn't an option. We tried for 3 months. It was miserable. We sit in silence for a bit. Do you ever think about alternate timelines? She asks. Like what? Like what if we had stayed in touch after you moved? What if we had met in person at some point? I think about that sometimes. And I think everything happens for a reason. Maybe we needed to grow up separately to meet now. She smiles softly. That's very optimistic of you. I have my moments. Month 2 of living together, Halloween is coming up. Claire mentions she always does a horror movie marathon on Halloween night. Want to join? I usually do it alone, but it's more fun with company. Absolutely, I'll bring snacks. Halloween night, I come home from work to find the living room transformed. She's strung up orange lights, has blankets and pillows on the couch, candles everywhere. You went all out. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I don't half-ass it. We start with the classics, Halloween, The Thing, The Shining. She's seen them all 100 times, quotes lines along with the characters. During a particularly tense scene in The Thing, she grabs my arm. Sorry, this part always gets me. You literally work in a hospital, you see gross stuff every day. That's different, that's real, this is scary. She doesn't let go of my arm. Around midnight, we're on movie 4, she's starting to fall asleep. Her head droops onto my shoulder. Should I move? Wake her up! She shifts and cuddles closer. Nope, I'm trapped now. Not that I'm complaining. She smells like vanilla and something else I can't place. Her breathing is soft and even. I'm acutely aware of every point where we're touching. This is dangerous territory. She wakes up around 2 a.m. when the movie ends. Oh God, I fell asleep on you, sorry. It's fine, you were tired. I'm a terrible movie marathon partner. Not at all, we made it through 4 movies. She stretches and yawns. I should go to bed, work in the morning. Yeah, me too. We clean up the living room together. Thanks for doing this with me, she says. Thanks for inviting me, this was fun. We should make it a tradition. I'm down for that. She pauses at her bedroom door. Owen? Yeah? I'm really glad you answered my Craigslist ad. Me too, Claire. She smiles and disappears into her room. Lie in bed thinking about how her head felt on my shoulder. This is getting complicated. I'm definitely catching feelings. The question is, does she feel the same way? My face when I moved in with a random roommate and she turned out to be my childhood pen pal. Be me. 3 months into living with Claire, still processing the fact that my roommate is my childhood pen pal. We've fallen into this comfortable domestic routine that feels both natural and terrifying. She makes breakfast on her days off. I cook dinner when she works nights. We watch movies together, talk about books, exist in the same space like we've been doing this for years, which technically we have, just through letters instead of in person. The feelings I'm developing are getting harder to ignore. The way she laughs at my dumb jokes, how she leaves little notes around the apartment, the fact that she remembers details from conversations we had 10 years ago through letters. It's November now. Seattle is gray and rainy as always. Come home from work one evening to find Claire sitting on the couch surrounded by letters. Not just my old letters, but hers too. Where did you get those? I ask. My mom sent them. I asked her to look through the boxes in her attic. She's holding a letter I wrote when I was 15. I'd forgotten how much we shared, she says quietly. Sit down next to her. What brought this on? I've been thinking about what you said, about meeting now for a reason. And I've been rereading these, trying to figure out when I started having feelings for you. My heart stops. What? She looks up at me with those eyes. I had a crush on you when we were kids, did you know that? No, you never said anything. Because we were pen pals, it felt stupid to have feelings for someone I'd never met. She hands me a letter. Read the one from my 14th birthday. Unfold it carefully, the paper is old and creased. Scan through the usual stuff about her birthday party, presents she got. Then see the line. I wish you could have been here. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like to meet you in person. I think we'd be good friends, or maybe something more. You wrote this when you were 14? Yeah, and I chickened out and added her good friends because I was scared you'd think I was weird. I wouldn't have thought you were weird. Why not? Because I felt the same way. Her eyes widen. You did? Claire, I wrote to you more consistently than I talked to my actual friends. You knew me better than anyone. Did you have a crush on me too? I think I did. I just didn't have the words for it at the time. We're sitting very close now, both holding old letters. What about now? She asks softly. What about now? Do you still have feelings for me? This is it. Moment of truth. Yeah, I do, but you're my roommate and this could get really messy. What if I don't care about messy, Claire? I've been thinking about this for weeks, trying to convince myself it's a bad idea. It probably is a bad idea, but I can't stop thinking about you, neither can I. We're inches apart. We should probably talk about this before we do anything stupid, I say. You're right, we should be adults about this. We sit back, create some space. Okay, let's be logical, she says. Pros and cons list? Exactly. We spend the next hour talking through everything. Pros, we've known each other forever, compatible living together, similar interests, obvious chemistry. Cons, we live together, so if it goes wrong, we're screwed. We both just got out of relationships. We've never actually dated. This is complicated, she concludes. Very complicated. What do we do? I don't know. What do you want to do? She thinks for a long moment. I want to try, but I'm scared. Of what? Losing you again. We lost touch once. I don't want that to happen again. We won't lose touch. We literally live together. But if we date and it doesn't work out, living together becomes impossible. She's right. So what? We just ignore this? No, I don't want to ignore it. Then what? Maybe we take it slow? Like really slow? How slow are we talking? I don't know. Go on actual dates. See how we feel outside of this apartment. It's not a bad idea, actually. Okay, so we date, but we keep living together as roommates? For now, until we figure out if this is real or just nostalgia and proximity. That's very mature of us. I'm trying something new, called emotional intelligence. I laugh. So what, I ask you out officially? Yeah, ask me out. Claire Morrison, would you like to go on a date with me? She grins. I thought you'd never ask, Owen Chen. We plan our first date for that weekend. She insists on meeting there instead of going together. It has to feel like a real date, not just us hanging out like we always do. Fair point. Spend the next few days overthinking everything. What do I wear? Where are we going? What if it's awkward? Ben thinks this is the funniest thing ever. You're going on a date with your roommate who you've known since you were 10 but never met in person until 3 months ago. When you say it like that, it sounds insane. Because it is insane. This is literally a romantic comedy plot. I know, I'm living it. It's weird. What if it goes well? Then I'm dating my roommate and childhood pen pal. What if it goes badly? Then I'm living with my childhood pen pal who I went on a failed date with.
Either way, you're in a very unique situation.
Thanks, Ben. Very helpful. Saturday comes. I'm meeting Claire at this bookstore cafe she suggested. Arrived 10 minutes early because I'm anxious. She shows up right on time looking amazing. She's wearing a green dress and her hair is down. She usually keeps it up. You look great, I say. Thanks, you clean up nice yourself. We order coffee and browse the bookstore. It's easy, comfortable. We talk about books we've read and ones we want to read. This doesn't feel like a first date, she says. What does it feel like? Like hanging out with you, which I already do. Is that bad? I don't think so. I'm just used to first dates being awkward. We've known each other for 16 years. Awkward ship has sailed. We end up at a table in the cafe, sharing a piece of chocolate cake. Can I ask you something, she says. Always. What did you think when you first saw me? Like before you knew who I was? Honestly. I thought you were pretty and seemed nice, and I was relieved my new roommate wasn't going to be a nightmare. That's it? I mean, I didn't know you yet. What else would I think? I don't know. I thought you were cute immediately. Yeah, and then you started talking about books and I was like, oh no, he's perfect. I'm far from perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you're perfect for me. She says it so casually, but it hits me hard. You can't just say stuff like that. Why not? Because it makes me want to kiss you. What's stopping you? We're in public, we're taking it slow, there are rules. I'm giving you permission to break the rules. Lean across the table and kiss her. It's soft and sweet and tastes like chocolate and coffee. Pull back after a moment. How was that? I ask. Better than Tommy Reynolds behind the gym. We both laugh. Spend the rest of the date walking around the city, holding hands, talking. It's starting to rain, but neither of us cares. I don't want this to end, she says. Me either. But I have work tomorrow and need to sleep. Okay, I'll walk you home. We live together, dummy. Still counts as walking you home. Get back to the apartment around 8 p.m. Stand awkwardly in the living room. So that was nice, she says. Really nice. Do we have a second date or I'd like that? Okay, cool. This is weird. We live together, but we're acting like teenagers. I'm going to go to my room now, she says. Yeah, me too. We both stand there. Good night, Owen. Good night, Claire. She kisses me on the cheek and disappears into her room. I go to mine and immediately text Ben. I kissed her. Finally. How was it? Perfect. So you're dating now? I think so. We're taking it slow. You literally live together. How slow can you take it? Good question. Next few weeks are surreal. We're dating but also roommates. We go on dates outside the apartment, dinners, movies, walks. But at home we keep things mostly the same, separate rooms, usual routine. It's working until it's not. One night she comes home from a rough shift, visibly upset. What happened? Lost a patient, 26 years old, car accident. She starts crying. I hold her, let her cry it out. I'm sorry, I shouldn't dump this on you. You can always dump it on me. That's what I'm here for. She looks up at me with tears on her face. Can you just hold me tonight? I don't want to be alone. Of course. We end up in her bed. She's curled against my chest. I stroke her hair until she falls asleep. I should probably go back to my room, but I don't want to wake her. Fall asleep holding her. Wake up the next morning to find her watching me. Morning, she says softly. Morning, how are you feeling? Better, thank you for staying. Always. We're still tangled together in her bed. This is nice, she says. Yeah? Feels right. Kiss her forehead. I should probably get ready for work. Or you could stay here for 5 more minutes. I can do 5 more minutes. We end up staying there for 30. After that night, the lines start blurring more. We still have separate rooms, but we fall asleep together more often than not. She'll come to my room, or I'll go to hers. We're not having sex, just sleeping, but it feels more intimate somehow. Are we still taking it slow? She asks one night. I have no idea what we're doing. Me either, but I like it. Same. December hits. She asks if I have plans for Christmas. Usually I go to my parents, but they're traveling this year. Come to Portland with me, meet my family. Isn't that a big step? My mom already knows about you. She's been bugging me to bring you to visit. Because we're dating? Because you're my pen pal. She used to help me write letters to you when I was little. Okay, that's adorable. Sure, I'll come to Portland. The week before Christmas, we drive down to Portland. Her mom's house is in the suburbs. Nice neighborhood. Looks like a Hallmark movie. Her mom answers the door and immediately hugs me. Owen, I've been waiting 16 years to meet you. She's warm and kind and looks exactly like an older version of Claire. It's nice to finally meet you too, Mrs. Morrison. Call me Linda. She shows me to the guest room where I'll be sleeping. Claire's old room is across the hall. That night at dinner, Linda pulls out a box. I saved all of Claire's letters too, she says. Oh no, Mom, no, Claire protests. Yes, Owen needs to see these. Linda reads one where 11-year-old Claire wrote about how excited she was to get my letters. She used to check the mail every single day waiting for them, Linda says. Mom, stop embarrassing me. I'm just saying you two were adorable. After dinner, Claire and I sit on the porch. Sorry about my mom. She's a lot. She's great. I like her. She's been rooting for us since I was 10 years old. Really? Yeah, she used to say that Owen boy sounds nice. Maybe you'll marry him someday. And you'd say? I'd say, Mom, he lives in a different state and I've never met him. And she'd say, love works in mysterious ways. Your mom is a romantic. She really is. We sit in comfortable silence. Can I tell you something? She says. Of course. I'm falling in love with you. My heart stops and restarts. Yeah? Yeah, I think I've been falling in love with you since I was 14. I just didn't know it. Claire, you don't have to say it back. I just needed you to know. I'm falling in love with you too. She smiles and kisses me. It's cold and we can see our breath, but neither of us cares. Spend Christmas with her family. It's warm and chaotic and perfect. Linda keeps making comments about when you two get married. Claire is mortified. I think it's funny. On the drive back to Seattle, Claire is quiet. What are you thinking about? I ask. About how this is the best Christmas I've had in years. Me too. Owen, when we get back, I don't want to sleep in separate rooms anymore. Yeah, I like falling asleep with you. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll share a room. Your room or mine? Yours has better light in the morning. She reaches over and squeezes my hand. I love you. I love you too. Get back to Seattle on New Year's Eve. Spend the evening packing up my room, moving my stuff into hers. It's weirdly domestic and I love it. This is crazy, she says, watching me hang up my clothes. What is? A year ago I was single and living alone. Now I'm in love with my childhood pen pal. A year ago I was in a relationship that was falling apart. Now I'm moving in with the girl I've loved since I was a kid. Did you really love me when we were kids? I think so. I just didn't understand what it was. She wraps her arms around me from behind. I'm glad we found each other again. Me too. That night we watched the countdown on TV, curled up together on the couch. When midnight hits, we kiss, and it feels like everything has led to this moment. Happy New Year, she says. Happy New Year. January is blissfully quiet. We settle into our new normal, sharing a room, sharing a life. We still have our own space when we need it, but mostly we're together. Work is busy for both of us. She picks up extra shifts at the hospital. Come home one evening to find her crying at the kitchen table. What's wrong? Work is killing me. We're understaffed and I'm pulling doubles constantly. Sit down next to her. Can you talk to your manager? I tried, they don't care. Just keep piling on more hours. You need to take care of yourself. I know. I just feel guilty saying no. Hold her while she cries it out. I'm sorry I'm such a mess lately, she says. You're not a mess. You're exhausted. There's a difference. I feel like I'm failing at everything. You're not failing. You're burning out. That's different. Help her call in sick for her next shift. She sleeps for 14 hours straight. When she wakes up, she seems better. Thank you, she says. For what? For taking care of me. Always. She takes a few days off. We spend them doing nothing. Watch movies, order takeout, exist in our little bubble. I needed this, she says. We both did. February brings Valentine's Day, our first as an official couple. I plan something special, make a reservation at a nice restaurant. She comes home from work and sees the rose petals I've scattered. What's all this? It's Valentine's Day. I know, but I thought we were staying in. Change of plans, go get dressed, we have reservations. She disappears into the bedroom and comes out 20 minutes later looking stunning. How do I look? Like the girl I fell in love with when I was 10 years old. Dinner is perfect, we talk and laugh, and it feels like we're the only two people in the world. On the walk home, she stops suddenly. I have something for you. She pulls out an envelope. Inside is a letter, written in her neat handwriting with the little flourishes. Read it later when you're alone. Why? Because it's sappy and I'll be embarrassed if you read it in front of me. That night after she falls asleep, I read the letter. It's about how she felt writing to me as a kid, how my letters were the best part of her week, how she used to imagine what I looked like, what it would be like to meet me, how losing touch with me was one of her biggest regrets, and how finding me again feels like the universe giving her a second chance. She ends it with, I loved you then, I love you now, I'll love you always. I fold the letter carefully and put it in my wallet. The next morning, she asks if I read it. Yeah, and it's the best thing anyone's ever written to me. Really? Really, I'm keeping it forever. She smiles and kisses me. Good, because I mean every word. Life is good, really good. For the first time in a long time, everything feels right. We're happy in love, building a life together. March comes and she gets a job offer. A hospital across the city wants to hire her. Better pay, better hours, better everything. Are you going to take it? I ask. I want to, but the commute from here would be brutal. So we move. We? Yeah, I'm not letting you do this alone. But you love this apartment. I love you more, she tears up. You'd move for me? Claire, I'd move across the country for you. We start apartment hunting. It's exciting and terrifying. Looking at places together, imagining our future in each one. Find a perfect place near her new job, bigger than what we have now. This is the one, she says. You sure? Yeah, can you picture us here? Absolutely. We signed the lease that day. Moving day is chaotic. Ben and some other friends help us move. Can't believe you're leaving this place, Ben says. It's weird, this is where we found each other again. Yeah, but you're building something new now. He's right. That night in our new apartment, surrounded by boxes, Claire and I sit on the floor eating pizza. This is crazy, she says. Good crazy or bad crazy? The best crazy, I agree. Owen, yeah, thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you for taking a chance on a random guy who answered your Craigslist ad. Best decision I ever made. Same, we sit in our new apartment, eating pizza, planning our future. And I realize that sometimes the best love stories are the ones that take 16 years to happen. That feeling when you moved in with your childhood pen pal and fell completely in love. Be me. 1 year into living with and dating Claire, 6 months into our new apartment. Life has settled into this perfect rhythm that I never want to end. She loves her new job, the hours are better, the team is supportive. I got promoted at work, now leading a small team of developers. We're both thriving individually and together. Our apartment is fully unpacked and decorated now, mix of both our styles. Her plants everywhere, my gaming setup in the corner, books on every available surface. It's home in a way nowhere else has ever been. April brings her 27th birthday. I've been planning something for weeks. Ben is in on it, so is her mom, Linda. The plan. Recreate our pen pal relationship for one day. Wake up early on her birthday while she's still asleep. Leave the first letter on her pillow. It's written in my current handwriting but styled like my childhood letters. Dear Claire, happy 27th birthday. Today is going to be special. Check the kitchen. Love, Owen. Sneak out to the kitchen and wait, hear her wake up, the rustle of paper. She comes out, holding the letter, smiling. What's this? You'll see, keep following the letters. There's one in the kitchen. Remember when you told me about your mom's pancakes? Look in the fridge. She opens the fridge to find pancake batter and another letter. I made the batter, you cook them how you like. While she makes pancakes, she finds the next letter tucked under the coffee maker. Remember when we used to write about our dreams? Today we're making them come true. After breakfast, get dressed for an adventure. She's crying happy tears while eating pancakes. This is the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me. The day's just getting started. We drive to the bookstore where we had our first date. There's a letter waiting for her at the counter. The barista hands it to her. This is where we had our first kiss. Grab a book and meet me in the cafe. She picks out a horror novel, finds me at our usual table. Another letter is waiting. Remember when you told me about wanting to be a nurse? I'm so proud of everything you've accomplished. Next stop, the park. We go to the park where we had our third date. There's a picnic set up, basket full of her favorite foods. Another letter tucked inside. You wrote to me once about having a picnic under cherry blossoms. Today's not quite cherry blossom season, but close enough. We eat and talk and it's perfect. How many letters are there? She asks. You'll have to wait and see. Final letter is at the bottom of the basket. Our last stop is where this all began. Meet me at home at 6 p.m. That's 3 hours from now. What am I supposed to do? Whatever you want, but be home at 6. She goes shopping with her friend Nicole while I rush home to set everything. Up, Ben helps me carry everything upstairs. Dude, this is so elaborate. She deserves elaborate. You're really doing this? Yeah, I really am. She's going to say yes. You think? Owen, she's been in love with you since she was 14. Of course she's going to say yes. We finish setting up by 5:45. Ben leaves, wishes me luck. Claire comes home at exactly 6 p.m. The apartment is transformed. There are letters everywhere, hung up like decorations. Every single letter we ever wrote to each other as kids. Plus new ones I wrote this week. Owen, what is all this? Our story. Lead her through the apartment, reading letters out loud. Letters about books, movies, dreams, fears, everything we shared growing up. You kept all of these? Every single one. We get to the living room where I've set up a timeline of our lives. Ages 10 to 16, our letter writing years, photos of us as kids. Ages 16 to 26, the lost years, empty space to represent the time we weren't in touch. Age 26 to now, photos of us together, our life now. At the end of the timeline is a blank space labeled the future. What goes there, she asks. Get down on one knee, her hands go to her mouth. Claire Morrison, I fell in love with you when I was 10 years old through letters. I lost you when I was 16 and spent 10 years wondering what happened to my pen pal. Then by some miracle, I answered your Craigslist ad and found you again. Pull out the ring. I don't believe in coincidence anymore. I believe in fate. I believe we were supposed to find each other. I believe I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? She's crying, nodding, can barely speak. Yes, yes, oh my God, yes. Put the ring on her finger, stand up and kiss her. She's laughing and crying at the same time. I can't believe you did all this. You're worth it. I love you so much. I love you too, future Mrs. Chen. Oh God, I'm going to be Claire Chen, or I'll be Owen Morrison. I'm flexible, she laughs. No, I like Claire Chen, it sounds right. We spend the evening reading through all the letters, planning our future. She calls her mom, who is thrilled. I told you when you were 10 that you'd marry that boy. Mom, you were right, I'm sorry I doubted you. Linda is crying happy tears on the other end. When's the wedding? We literally just got engaged like an hour ago. I know, but I need to start planning. We tell all our friends, everyone is excited. Ben sends a text, called it. You guys are disgustingly cute. That night, lying in bed, Claire keeps looking at her ring. It's perfect. It's your birthstone. You remembered? I remember everything you ever told me. She kisses me. I can't wait to marry you. How long do you want to be engaged? I don't know. How long is normal? There's nothing normal about our relationship. We can do whatever we want. Fall wedding? This fall? Yeah, why wait? That's like 6 months away. So, most people plan for a year or more. Most people didn't know each other for 16 years before getting engaged. She has a point. Okay, fall wedding it is. We start planning immediately. Want something small and intimate, just close friends and family. Venue search leads us to this beautiful garden in Oregon, halfway between Seattle and Portland. Perfect for both our families. Claire wants to write her own vows. I've been writing to you my whole life. I'm not stopping now. Wedding planning is surprisingly smooth. We're on the same page about everything. Small wedding, no religious ceremony, lots of books and flowers. Her mom insists on making the cake. My parents fly in from their retirement home in Arizona to help plan. My mom cries when she meets Claire. I remember you sending letters to a Claire when you were little. This is her, Mom. That's so romantic. Summer flies by in a blur of planning and preparation. We both take time off work in August to finalize everything. The week before the wedding, I'm a nervous wreck. What if I forget my vows? You'll have them written down. What if it rains? The venue has a backup indoor space. What if you change your mind? She stops packing and looks at me. Owen Chen, I have loved you since I was 14 years old. I'm not changing my mind. You sure? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Wedding day arrives. It's a perfect September. Afternoon, the garden is beautiful. Flowers everywhere, our friends and family gathered. I'm standing at the altar with Ben as my best man. The music starts and Claire appears. She's wearing a simple white dress, hair down with flowers. In it, she looks like every dream I've ever had. Her mom walks her down the aisle, both of them crying. Linda hands her off to me with a whisper. I knew you were the one. We're standing facing each other, both trying not to cry. The officiant starts the ceremony. When it's time for vows, Claire goes first. She pulls out a letter. Owen, when I was 10 years old, I got my first letter from you. You wrote about your dog, your favorite books, your dreams. I wrote back and told you about my life, my fears, my hopes. For 6 years, you were my best friend, even though we'd never met. When we lost touch, I felt like I'd lost a part of myself. I spent 10 years wondering where you were, what you were doing, if you ever thought about me. And then you answered a Craigslist ad and walked back into my life. You didn't know it was me, I didn't know it was you. But the universe knew, fate knew. You are my best friend, my partner, my home. I promise to write to you every day for the rest of our lives. I promise to love you in every timeline, every universe, every version of our story. I promise to be your person always. She folds the letter and hands it to me. Everyone is crying, my turn. I pull out my vows. Claire, I'm not good with words like you are, so I wrote you a letter. When I was 10 years old, my teacher assigned us pen pals. I got paired with a girl named Claire from Portland. I didn't expect much. I thought we'd write a few letters and that would be it. But you wrote back with such enthusiasm, such life, such honesty. You told me your secrets. I told you mine. You became the person I talked to about everything. Losing you was one of the hardest things I've experienced. Finding you again was the best thing that ever happened to me. You saved me from a life half-lived. You showed me what love is supposed to feel like. I promise to be your home, your safe place, your adventure. I promise to hold you when you're sad, celebrate with you when you're happy, and stand by you always. I promise to love you not just in this life, but in every life after. You are my person, you've always been my person. Fold the letter and take her hands. We exchange rings, the officiant pronounces us married. You may kiss your bride, I do, and everyone cheers. Reception is perfect, small and intimate. We have our first dance to a song we both loved as kids. During the dance, Claire whispers, "We did it, yeah we did. I'm so happy I could burst." Me too. I love you, husband. I love you too, wife. That night in our hotel room, we read through some of our old letters. Do you think 10-year-old us would believe this? She asks. That we found each other and got married? Yeah, I think 10-year-old me would be thrilled. 10-year-old me definitely had a crush on you. Present-day me definitely has a crush on you too. She laughs and kisses me. Honeymoon is 2 weeks in Japan. We've both always wanted to go, visit temples, eat amazing food, buy way too many books. One day we're at this beautiful shrine and Claire gets quiet. What are you thinking about? About how different my life could have been. What do you mean? If you hadn't answered my ad, if we hadn't figured out who each other was. But we did. I know. I just feel grateful. Me too. We write wishes on wooden plaques and hang them at the shrine. Hers says, "Thank you for bringing him back to me." Mine says, "Thank you for her always." Return from honeymoon to our apartment, back to real life. But real life is pretty great when you're married to your best friend. We settle into married life easily. Not much changes from before, we were already living together. But there's something different about being married. It feels more permanent, more sure. October brings our 1-year anniversary of living together. Has it really only been a year? Claire asks. Feels like forever. Good forever or bad forever? The best forever. We're sitting on the couch, her feet in my lap. I have something for you, she says. She hands me a box. Inside are letters, dozens of them. What are these? I've been writing to you, 1 letter a week since we got married. But we live together, you see me every day. I know, but I like writing to you. It feels right. Open one at random. It's about a regular Tuesday, nothing special, just her thoughts about her day. But it's beautiful because it's her. I love this. I'm going to keep writing to you forever. Promise? Promise. A year into marriage, we start talking about the future. Do you want kids? She asks one night. Do you? I asked first. I think so someday with you. Really? Yeah, I think you'd be an amazing mom. You'd be a great dad. How many? 2, maybe 3, that's specific. I've been thinking about it. We start trying for kids in the spring. It takes a few months, but finally in July, she takes a test. I'm at work when she texts me, "Come home, is everything okay? Just come home, please." Races home convinced something is wrong. Burst through the door to find her sitting on the couch. What's wrong? She holds up the pregnancy test. 2 lines. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. You're pregnant. Pick her up and spin her around. We're having a baby. She's crying happy tears. I can't believe it. We're going to be parents. Oh God, we're going to be parents. I'm terrified. Me too, but we'll figure it out together. Pregnancy is rough on her. Morning sickness lasts all day. I work from home as much as possible to take care of her. I look like a whale, she complains at 7 months. You look beautiful. You're required to say that. You're my husband. Doesn't make it less true. We turn the spare room into a nursery. Paint it soft yellow. Put up shelves for books. Our kid is going to have so many books, she says. They're going to be the best read toddler ever. Baby arrives in March, a girl. Labor is long and difficult, but Claire is a warrior. When they finally hand me our daughter, I cry. She's perfect, tiny and pink in ours. What should we name her? Claire asks. I was thinking Lily. Lily Chen, I love it. Being parents is the hardest thing we've ever done. Sleepless nights, constant worry, complete exhaustion. But watching Claire with our daughter makes everything worth it. She's a natural mother, patient and loving, and so good. Lily is 6 months old when I come home to find Claire crying. What's wrong? Is Lily okay? She's fine, she's napping. Then what? She shows me a letter. I wrote this for Lily to give her when she's older. Can I read it? Yeah. It's a letter explaining how Claire and I met, our whole story. She ends it with, "My darling Lily, your dad and I fell in love through letters. We believe in the power of words, of connection, of fate. You are the best thing that ever happened to us. Love always, Mom. This is beautiful. I want to write her letters as she grows up so she knows how loved she is." That's perfect. We start a tradition of writing letters to Lily on every birthday. Stories about our life, advice, hopes for a future. Keep them in a box to give her when she's older. Years pass, Lily grows into a smart, curious kid. She loves books like we do, asks a million questions. At age 5, she asks how we met. We were pen pals when we were kids, Claire explains. What's a pen pal? Someone you write letters to. Like email? No, actual letters, on paper, with stamps. Lily is fascinated by this ancient technology. Can I have a pen pal? We set her up with a kid from one of our friends' families. Watching her write her first letter, I see young Claire and young me. She's going to break some kid's heart someday, I whisper to Claire. Just like I broke yours? You never broke my heart, you made it whole. Lily is 8 when we tell her the full story. About how I moved in not knowing Claire was my childhood pen pal. That's like a fairy tale, she says. It kind of is, Claire agrees. Did you know right away? No, it took us a couple weeks to figure it out. That's so cool. You guys are like meant to be, out of the mouths of babes. 10th wedding anniversary, we go back to the garden where we got married. It's just the two of us. Lily is with Claire's mom. Walk through the garden hand in hand. I can't believe it's been 10 years, she says. Best 10 years of my life. Even with the screaming baby years? Especially those. We sit on the bench where we said our vows. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if things were different? She asks. Like if I never answered your ad, yeah. Sometimes, but then I remember we were always going to find each other. You really believe that? Claire, I spent 16 years looking for you without knowing it. The universe brought us together twice. We were always meant to be. She leans her head on my shoulder. I love you. I love you too. That night she gives me a letter. It's become our tradition. Letters for every anniversary. This one is different though. Read it later, she says. When I finally read it, I cry. It's about our journey, from childhood pen pals to married parents. She writes about how proud she is of the life we've built. How every day with me is a gift. How she'd do it all over again exactly the same way. She ends it with, here's to forever, my love. Write her back immediately. Tell her how she saved me. How she made me believe in love and fate and second chances. How I fall more in love with her every single day. How our story is my favorite story. We keep writing to each other even though we live together. Little notes, long letters, everything in between. Our house is full of words, love made tangible through ink and paper. Lily finds our old childhood letters when she's 12. Mom, Dad, can I read these? We look at each other and nod. She spends the weekend reading through them, comes out with tears in her eyes. You guys really loved each other even back then. We did, Claire says. That's so beautiful. Someday you'll find your person too, I tell her. I hope they write me letters like you write, Mom. If they're smart, they will. 20 years after our first date, we're sitting in the same bookstore cafe. It's tradition now, we come here every year. Order the same coffee, share the same kind of cake. Remember our first date here? Claire asks. How could I forget? I was so nervous. Me too, I changed my outfit 3 times. You were beautiful. You say that every time. It's true every time. She reaches across the table and takes my hand. Thank you. For what? For answering my Craigslist ad. For writing me letters when you were 10. For loving me. For being my person. Thank you for being mine. We sit in the cafe, holding hands, 2 people who found each other twice. And I think about young Owen, writing letters to a girl he'd never met. About young Claire, waiting for the mail every day. About all the years we were apart. About the miracle of finding each other again. And I know that this is the best story I'll ever be part of. A story written in letters, lived in love, and told forever. That feeling when you move in with a random roommate who turns out to be your childhood pen pal, and you spend the rest of your life writing your love story together.
Answered an ad for a room to rent. Walked in and something felt strange. Her smile was warm like a half-remembered dream. Her handwriting had these little flourishes I swear I'd seen somewhere before. She kept quoting books I loved as a kid. New things about me she shouldn't know. Then she said a name that stopped my heart. We were writing letters when we were 10 years old, trading secrets through the mail. Lost you when I moved away, thought you were gone forever, but fate just took the long way round. Now you're here, my childhood friend I never met, living 20 feet away from me. She kept a shoebox full of letters I wrote, every word from when we were young. Said she looked for me but couldn't find me. I looked for her in every crowd. connections can't be broken. Some friendships just go quiet for a while. The universe remembers what we've forgotten and brings us back across the miles. We were writing letters when we were 10 years old, trading secrets through the mail. Lost you when I moved away, thought you were gone forever, but fate just took the long way round. Now you're here, my childhood friend I never met, and I'm falling for you all over again. All over again. Started as strangers on Craigslist, became roommates by chance. Turned out we'd known each other our whole lives. Just had to find our way back. Dear Claire, I found you. Love, your pen pal.